Hello, welcome back to our channel at We Are Ocampo. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. It helps more than you know. And today we're back. This is our rural home in Kenya. And I remember we started the vlog in 2020 last year. So today we're just going to be talking about reflections of the year 2020. I'm sure all of us have gone through something and each person has their own story. So this is our story.
Yes, so I'm sure you're wondering why didn't this come in January, but we were going through a mourning period, we were unable to do this. But right now, it's been 1 year going through the pandemic and just going back all again. It's happening all again. I don't know about your country, but in our country, it just feels like 2020 all over again. We just want to talk about our 2020 and how we're going to reflect on our 2020. So as the year began, 2019, 31st December, of course, we had an all-night prayer, all-night celebration in the church, and we entered 2020 full of expectation, full of double everything. I mean, 2020 vision. It was amazing. Just the expectation of everybody, and I'm sure it was worldwide, the expectation of the new year, the 2020 year. It was wonderful, and for us, we were not left behind. We were really excited. Personally, for me, I remember I had just been redirected my position in the church. I was taking over the youth, so I had programs set. I was going to do great things around our area with the youth, and you know, I was just so excited. Like, it was a new thing for me. And then we had planned a trip to go to the Philippines. We were looking forward to that. So in January, of course, we went through the time of prayer and fasting for the new year. And in February is when the time of COVID, you're hearing it mostly we're hearing it in Asia. It was not yet in our countries here in Africa. But that was when we had planned our trip to Asia.
Yes, we were going to do an Asian tour, even a Middle Eastern tour. So we were gonna visit like four countries, four countries, and majority of them were in Asia at that time. And we had bought tickets by then.
Yes.
So all these news were really alarming to us, and of course, family, friends, everybody was just telling us to cancel the whole thing and just leave it. If you can remember those days of coronavirus, it was the scariest thing you could ever think of. And so that time, when we were getting excited and at the same time nervous about taking this trip, and not just a trip, it was country hopping, if you can say.
It was a honeymoon.
It was our honeymoon reloaded. Yes. 2.0.
Yeah.
Because as you know, if you watch the previous videos,
yes,
our honeymoon was really interrupted by so many things, relatives and illness as well. So we were gonna have a proper honeymoon this time with that Asian tour. So there was a lot of anxiety, a lot of fear of the unknown. Definitely at that time, even scientists were still trying to wrap their heads and trying to get the science out of what coronavirus is, how it spreads, and all of those things. We went first to Dubai. It was a lovely honeymoon there. I don't know if we're gonna put up that video soon. I hope we do.
No, that video is in phone format, so
I'm sure they'll be okay with it. Tell us in the comment section if that's gonna be fine.
Tell us if you want to see it, but it's more phone format. It's not.
It's fine.
It's
just
not
put
a
it
YouTube.
on.
Anyway, moving forward.
And then we went to Malaysia.
Yeah.
And we did cut out Singapore, and then we proceeded to the Philippines, of course, our home. And then that was like under the cloud of COVID. Of course, thankfully, we took the steps, you know, everything to be careful, the mask. We packed like hundreds of masks.
Yeah.
And those liters and liters of hand sanitizers, you know, just on the extreme in that trip. And
while in the Philippines, we went to El Nido.
Yeah, in the Philippines, we just didn't stay in Manila. We went straight to Palawan. El Nido, already one of the best tourist destination in the whole world, by the way. Just a plug for the Philippines. And,
hashtag it's more fun in the Philippines.
Yes, and then we just took the safety measures, you know, and of course, definitely faith. We did it by faith. We walked in faith, and just we didn't get COVID, thankfully. Of course, we had a wonderful time with wedding of my dad. It was a lovely wedding, well attended.
That's what initially took us there, actually.
That was the purpose of the trip.
That was the whole purpose of the trip, was just to go for his father's wedding. And
Yes.
so we had a wonderful time there, and as his father took his vows, my father.
Yes.
Not his father, my father.
And my new mom now. Okay.
Yes.
So now we came back to Kenya after that, and
Actually, I left you, so I came back alone. I left you there for 2 more weeks so that he can enjoy his country and fully get it out of his system. So when he comes back, he's not missing home. So
more time to eat Filipino food and speak Tagalog.
Oh, by the way, we left the children. Why are we missing that important point? We left the children. We just went 2 of us. All 3 children, we left them. Yes.
Don't kill us.
It was, I know, don't kill
We
us.
left them with family.
I know, we left them
with
very loved.
her sister
Very
and her
taken
mother,
care of.
who loves the kids more than we do, I think. They took, and of course with additional help, so
Yes.
they had
And-
enough help, adult to children ratio.
Yes,
But yes, we did leave them behind.
Sandy at the time was 7 months. I just weaned her. This was a 2-week trip, so I kept on pumping wherever I was. So when I came back, I went back to breastfeeding. So she just missed 2 weeks of breastfeeding, of which I also put some in the freezer. So
she pumped.
I
prepared.
pumped, you know.
For the mothers, you will understand.
Exactly. So I prepared for this vacation that I well deserved. The first 3 days were horrible. I cried every night. I've left my kids. But after that, I even stopped calling. I really enjoyed myself. It was truly amazing. But the first 3 days, for sure, it was horrible. Horrible.
Missing the children.
Yes. I'm like, oh my, I'm the worst mother in the world.
After that, we came back here in Kenya. Of course, the COVID situation was not going anywhere at that time. And then the country started the lockdown. In fact,
almost got locked out.
I
yes.
was almost, I came in the day, I think the day before the lockdown, the cut off from the airports and countries and blacklists like that. And so it continued, and even in the city, when finally the government decided to have a lockdown between cities, that's how we ended up here in Ukambani.
Actually, they locked churches first. So they locked the churches and then they locked the city. And so we decided, you know, let us just go to the village and be with family. And so that's how we ended up here during that first lockdown.
Actually, we turned, this is when you thought of doing vlogs, right?
Yes, well, that was way in June. So we're still in March.
We didn't start vlogging until June?
Yes, end of June. So actually between March and June we went through a series of partying. For some reason we kept on partying. We'll find a reason to party.
Oh yeah, that's wonderful.
But now I look back, that was God preparing us and just setting the table before us before we lost my father.
Yes.
Because that was a wonderful time with him. It was just the best time we had with him. Like, we had him all to ourselves. You know, he's a bishop, so you can lose your father to ministry here and there. We had him all to ourselves, and he'll preach to us every single night. You know, we're locked down with my siblings. My siblings are pastors. My dad is a bishop. My mother is a bishop. He's a pastor. I'm a pastor. So we were like pastors just mixed. We'll go for family devotion, and by the time it's done, like, oh my gosh, we've been sitting here for 5 hours. But my dad preached to us every night deep mysteries of the Word of God. And you know, we look back, we're like, wow, he was really downloading it all on us. And after that, we'll go slaughter a lamb and we'll just enjoy ourselves. We literally enjoyed ourselves during that time. There were ups and downs. Of course, we're all in one setting, in-laws, in-loves, everything. But it was just a beautiful time. It was a beautiful time. And so anyway, then we get...
And it was wonderful that at least the grandparents we were all together. They were enjoying their grandchildren. The grandchildren were enjoying their grandparents. It was a wonderful time. That was the first time the churches were closed, I think, in recent history, everywhere or anywhere. and that's when we turned to vlogging. That was the first time. So yes, this is where it all started in Ukambani.
Yeah, it all started here, yes. And so yeah, we began in June, end of June, just playfully. Actually, we just took our phone and said, hey, this is these are the
Oh, we even started with the phone.
Yes, we began with the phone. And then we're like, our first 100 subscribers, will put our first video, and we got our first 100 subscribers within a day. I was like, oh my goodness, we need to put a video right now. So we thank God for that. Like, it was just God moving in this vlog from the beginning till now. It's still God. All honor and glory unto his name. We do not believe it. It's not our story. It's not that we are favorable before anybody, not that we're better than other AMBW couples, Asian man, black woman couples. No, we are not. But we thank God for his blessings on this vlog, and thank you also for you. So we began that in June. Then in July, August, by August the lockdown was uplifted, churches were open, we went back to the city, but we continued with vlogging. You can look at all those videos right there. So September, October, you can find all those vlogs there. It's pretty much there. Our birthday, going to vacation with in-laws, and then in November was our anniversary, our 6-year anniversary, and we did a White Couch series. Go watch the White Couch series if you haven't actually. So a week later, you know, I got through hyperemesis gravidarum. It quickly informed us that we had conceived, and immediately I got sick. I began my December completely bedridden. It was horrible, horrible, just as any other pregnancy I go through. I did not miss any of it in the beginning of December, and so just throwing up and everything. But we kept on looking back on the year. We say it's a great year, and to end it to being pregnant, how even better.
Yeah, so it was of course we were back to full ministry work when the lockdown was lifted. We were having a lot of conferences, seminars, and it was wonderful again. People were appreciating in-person gathering in churches. You know, you miss that fellowship in person. So that was wonderful. So
December, yes, pregnant and everything, and we go through Christmas. You see our Filipino Christmas, the Filipino way. Immediately, that was on the 25th. On the 26th, we immediately come to have Christmas the Kenyan way.
Come here into Ukambani.
Yes, we come here to have it the Kenyan way, because the Kenyan way, you leave the city and you go back to the village. That's the Kenyan way, and then you slaughter and do everything. So on the 26th we came, and we found my father had just finished ministering from back-to-back seminars, and he was preaching back-to-back, so he was on a little bit of fatigue. And so during that time we got to spend time with him. And on December 30th 2020 I lost my father. And it was the hardest moment of my life. My 2020 had been great. It had been a time of spending time with family. It had been a time of going to countries that I'd never been to. I'd never actually been in Dubai. I'd never been to Malaysia, and I'd never been to El Nido and all those places. And so I really enjoyed my 2020, and just seeing the vlog also blow up more than we expected, and just getting even attention from the media. So my 2020 was wonderful. But then December 30th, just a day before the year end, my whole world was shaken. Everything wasn't making sense, because my father, like I said, he was back-to-back seminars. He was preaching up to 3 hours per service in that December, you know. And he was strong. He was very strong. He was